With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore. Teams emerging from their respective tunnels. Their Ravens will match up with the Cincinnati Bengals. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Here we go. 180. Let's go one more. 58, boys. 58. 58 is Mike. I'm here all day. I'm here.
And not the start he was hoping for there, as he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the game's first play, and it's second down now.
Here we go. Back six. Check that out. Here we go. 180. Back.
They're passing here, Joe Burrow. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. So, Charles, first drive here. Underneath, maybe get some rhythm, get your feet wet, so to speak.
I agree, and I like it because it's a lot like a basketball game when you're getting started and you pass the ball around so everyone touches it early and gets involved in the game. In this case, it's not just dumping it.
And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Jamar Chase with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bengals are on the board first on the road here in Baltimore. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Jackson and the Ravens come up now, 1st and 10 at the 20. First carry for the former Buckeye, J.K. Dobbins. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Now it's Jackson. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. I have to imagine many defensive coordinators had a sleepless night trying to game plan ways to slow down Lamar Jackson. What do you think is the most effective way to try to do it?
But you got to be a little counterintuitive because normally you're sitting on the wide receiver one, aren't you? But with Lamar Jackson, I'd sit on the tight end. He loves to throw it to the middle of the field, loves that position as his #1 target. Take that away and hope you have a corner who can stand up man-to-man against a speed guy on the perimeter.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Check Mike 27. Check Mike 27.
They go play action with Jackson. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive, INT. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. From the gun, Jackson. Buying time to his left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Check. Tighten up.
They'll run. This is Gus Edwards. He'll get only a couple down to the 44. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Hey, middle. What is that? Double up. Hey, Mike 52.
Jackson looking to throw on third. Being chased out left. And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And the Bengals are going to take over here up near the 40. So now it appears they're going to accept the penalty, which means take away the interception. Also means keep your defense on the field. Don't understand this one bit. Forced out to his left. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down. From the gun, it's Jackson. Steps away to his left. And I think the ball's out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
He's checking crack. Slam. No. Off.
But we always talk about good down and distance allowing playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Let's go, D. Shift.
They'll run with Dobbins. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. They go option right on 2nd and goal. Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. So they're back at the 7 now for 3rd and goal.
Sit on. 3 down. I'm coming for it. I'm coming for it.
Jackson. Dancing to his left. That's for Bateman, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And the Bengals are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage.
Hey, you got to go score. Let's go.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Burrow. Over the middle, that's caught by Chase. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
2nd and 5 now. Burrow, that's complete to the tight end sample. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Brandon, perfect situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now Joe Mixon. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
11, Thomas.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. And he'll spot Higgins open left side. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's got the 1st down yardage before being taken down at midfield.
So far this season, this is an offense that's proved its ability to move the football. I mean, they're in the top 5 in the NFL and picking up 1st downs, and they get the conversion here. I think a lot of that is due to how they win on 1st and 2nd down, because that leaves them 3rd and short, 3rd and manageable. A lot easier to pick them up then, isn't it?
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Burrow looking to pass. He completes it to Boyd. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. 1st down. Here's Burrow. This goes out wide for Mixon. And out of bounds right around the 20. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll bring up a 2nd down.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Check. 11.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Burrow. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
Slants are so tough to cover because everything happens so fast. But sometimes it happens too fast for the guy catching the ball because all of his movements have to be quick off the line of scrimmage, and then all of a sudden the ball's right on top of you. And maybe he got a little bit ahead of himself there.
And a lot of times coming in with good pace, and he dropped it. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. McPherson's kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
Here's McPherson now to send it away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Now it's Jackson. Buying time to his left. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Looked to me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield, and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. Eluding the pressure right. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. So 3rd and 2, and I count 6 defensive backs out there.
I got you. You change it. You choose the mic, right? 180. You choose the mic. It's going to be a long day. Let's go, fellas.
Now Jackson. Flushed out right. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it, and the Bengals are going to get it back here just past the 35. I know it appeared he was saying, hey, give me the football, I'm open, but I don't know if that's a pass that he should have thrown there.
Well, I don't think we've ever met a wide receiver that doesn't think he is open or is about to be open. True. So when you throw your hand up in the air and tell your quarterback, hey, I'm available, he's trusting that you are. In this case, he was not, and it turned into disaster for them.
11, Thomas. 36. Watch the slant. 11.
Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. Oh, it was hit at the line of scrimmage and intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. A big play there by the rookie. An interception followed by the return for 6 points.
If you want to be accepted by your teammates and coaching staff, make plays like that.
Justin Tucker for the extra point. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Bengals drive about to get going. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play.
Crunch time, defense. 12.
After the pick 6, they go right back to the air. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's a give to Mixon. And some room to maneuver. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Ravens set to receive the here as we resume action in the third quarter. Taking it about the 1. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do, Charles, to break through in the second half and take the lead?
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is thank their defense for keeping them in this game. You know, I think the defense is saying back to them, why don't you guys focus on getting some first downs, put some drives together, give us a little bit of a break here. If we can get some rest, we'll play even better for you. And, oh, by the way, pay off a few of those drives with some points, too.
Dobbins going to take the handoff on the option. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. This is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
3rd and 1, who you going to call? Not the scat back. You go with the big man, hand him the ball, and let him get upfield and pick up a first down.
Jackson on first down. Being chased out left. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws in his windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Jackson from the shotgun. Looking downfield for Jones. And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
He completes it to Julio Jones. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. On comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. From the right hash, this from 48. And Tucker's kick right there, it's good, and that will knot us up at 10. So they come away from this opening drive of the third quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, and that has to be job one, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the second half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Their 3-point halftime lead gone now, back to a tie game. But, Charles, I don't imagine that changes too much for this offense.
I would agree. I don't think it changes much at all, whether it's a 3-point lead or a tie game. They know they have their work cut out for them, and they were going to run their offense in the same vein.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A handoff to Mixon. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. He can rack up those tackles in bunches in the run game from that middle linebacker spot.
And what he has to do is make sure he congratulates the guys in front and tells them thanks a lot, because as the guy in the middle, the Mike linebacker, you're counting on your front three, your front four, front five, whatever you've got in front of you.
And that's caught inside the 35. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. A big play there for Cincinnati.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
They'll give it to Mixon. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. That was the veteran Jamie Collins busting through to make the stop.
Tackling's obviously critical down near the goal line. That was great work there to make the hit behind the line and make sure he doesn't get any further. Did a really nice job wrapping up and not letting him loose.
Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Now Burrow. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
There certainly wasn't a lot going on that play. Every option in the end zone covered. No place to go with the ball. Had to swing it out to the back. A good job running and getting him tackled in the open field.
So, CD, maybe put a pin in that one as this game progresses. It's a field goal that gets them the lead here in the 3rd, but, boy, you hate settling for 3 when you're that close to the goal line.
Well, it certainly pains me to say it, but I do think it was the right call. Now, if they lose, you and I both know that'd be one of the things that gets second-guessed. Why didn't you go for it on 4th and goal? But I know the mindset was take the points, get the lead. And, by the way, if they went for it and got stuffed, they'd second-guess that, too.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And after the field goal last time, see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And he's going to have a Ravens 1st down as he'll get this up to about the 42. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll run on 1st down. Dobbins, and give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a 1st down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now a handoff for Dobbins. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. To throw is Jackson. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And he will have a Ravens 1st down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
I got kicked out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations. A guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak it.
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. It'll only be a loss of a couple, but the pressure gets home on 1st down. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Play action. Now Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, and for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And the Bengals are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. Another important 4th quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. The Bengals on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. This pass complete to Higgins. And some room to roam. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
I know when you're looking at the scoreboard clock, we're getting near the end of this game, but they were in what was really called 4-minute offense, and that's practice, meaning taking care of the football, taking time off the clock, not giving them a chance to come back. But bottom line is, what did I say in the beginning? Taking care of it.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away for pretty good yardage. At that time, they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
Jackson. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. There for the sack, B.J. Hill.
So when you have good field position to start a drive and you give up back-to-back sacks, that can be demoralizing for a team.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Jackson now. Looking deep for Julio. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And the Bengals are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. Now listen, it's a team game, we know that, but where would these guys be right now, Charles, without their defense? They take over here following the turnover. Defense did it again, but on offense they have to feel like, hey, we need to do something.
You're exactly right. You just mentioned it. The defense did it again. They bailed them out on a number of occasions in this contest. It's time for them to repay the defense at the least. Keep the ball for a while. Give those guys a break so they can catch their breath.
Now a throw here to his running back. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it. They got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
They'll try to eat some clock with Mixon. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line, and I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Burrow's throw here into the hands of Boyd. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Target.
From the gun to give to Mixon, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. That one looks like he'll throw here. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. That's on the guard, Alex Kappa. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
11.
Here we go with Burrow. Again, he'll target Boyd, this time successful. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Now it's Burrow. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
On a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They're down here in a one-score game. At the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of...
And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A big play that time through the air. 37 yards. Here's Jackson. Flush to his right. He'll find Dobbins out of the backfield. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A big connection on that one. 31 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A slant route caught by Bateman. 2nd down, ball on the 3. 1st down marker at the 1-yard line. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. Another run here with Dobbins. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. So down 6, and they know they need this one on 4th down. One last shot for Jackson, eluding the pressure right. And this is incomplete, so no miracles here on the final play, and this ball game is over. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And we talk so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because you look at every facet of the game, they handled their business. Offense took care of the football, converted it into points. Defense took the ball away.